Paper Mario is a great game that combines the lighthearted fun of the Mario series with RPG mechanics and simple puzzles with the unique paper character art style. There are actually quite a few indie games that are similar, and some games you might not expect, but of course I have to start by making sure everyone knows about the other great Mario RPGs first. Of course, Super Mario RPG would be the first recommendation, but I won't spend too much time on that, since most people who love Paper Mario probably already know about it. There is a remake of Super Mario RPG, so make sure to check that out if you haven't. A bit lesser known but still well loved is the Mario and Luigi RPG series. This is an offshoot of the Mario RPG and paper games, and they were originally released on Nintendo handhelds. It started with the game I would probably recommend the most, which is Superstar Saga. Don't let the fact that it was on old Nintendo handhelds hold you back. There are some high-quality RPGs in the same vein as Paper Mario, with very similar combat. Superstar Saga was good enough to be released multiple times both on the Switch Online service, and it was remade for the 3DS, or you could play the original on Game Boy Advance. Outside of Nintendo, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better candidate than Bug Fables: The Everlasting Sapling. This is a critically acclaimed game, and for good reason. Bug Fables captured a similar spirit as Paper Mario, but does its own thing as well. It has timed button presses during combat, a similar art style, but with many more bugs, and not the bad ones. Well, some of the bad ones, but you fight those. And it has RPG mechanics, puzzles, and some late platforming. If you're looking for a cozy RPG that has a lot in common with Paper Mario, this is one of the best. You can get Bug Fables on Xbox Series X and S, Switch, PS5, and Steam. This might be a bit of a weird one, but stick with me here, for South Park Stick of Truth. If you ever wondered what might have happened if the Paper Mario series went the full adult-rated route, then here it is, with the same comedy and ridiculous nonsense that South Park is so well known for. And actually, it's a very competent RPG as well, made by Obsidian Entertainment, a company known for legendary RPGs like Fallout New Vegas. South Park Stick of Truth actually got some of its inspiration from Paper Mario, according to Parker and Stone, the creators of South Park, and this shows up in the game in various ways through game mechanics and the combat, and more generally, the way that it plays. Keep an open mind on this one, and you might actually find a really good game, and lots of crude jokes. You can play South Park Stick of Truth on Xbox Series X and S, PS5, Switch, and Steam. And now we move on to another lighthearted RPG adventure by another legendary developer. Costume Quest is a Halloween-themed RPG by Double Fine Productions, the developer who brought you Psychonauts and Brutal Legend. This one combines aspects of the adventure game genre with RPGs in a way that I think Paper Mario fans will appreciate, requiring you to find various items through trick-or-treating, and fighting all sorts of monsters along the way. There's also the special moves that require you to take an active part in hitting buttons to maximize damage. You can play Costume Quest on Steam, mobile, PS3, and Xbox 360. We're starting to move into less well-known indie games here, and for that I give you Underhero. This one leans a bit more into the platforming mechanics while retaining that turn-based RPG experience, but with a twist. It's a slightly different take on that combat and requires more timing and active focus. It has a really nice pixel art style that makes the characters and setting come to life, has a ton of fun locations to explore, a story that is heavily influenced by Paper Mario and other Nintendo RPGs, and it's definitely one that you should check out if you enjoy Paper Mario. You can play Underhero on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and Steam. In this next one, we're taking a trip to sci-fi in the indie sci-fi RPG Beyond Galaxyland. This one is admittedly probably the least like Paper Mario on this list, but it's still worth looking into if what you enjoyed from those games is the combat system and the gameplay. It also has a really eye-catching 2.5D style, with all sorts of crazy science fiction whatnots flying around the screen at any point in time. So, if you think Paper Mario needed a little more Star Wars and a little less Goomba, give Beyond Galaxyland a shot. You can play it on PS5, Switch, Xbox Series X and S, and Steam. This last game hasn't released yet, but make sure to keep your eye out for Escape from Ever After. It definitely has the Paper Mario style down, possibly looking the most similar out of any of the games on the list to Paper Mario, and has a ton of the mechanics that people enjoy from Paper Mario as well. Of course, don't assume that this one will be the most amazing game ever. This was a game that got funded initially through Kickstarter and got picked up by a publisher, so the potential is high, but it has yet to have a release date announced. So this one has a few rings to jump through before we know if it can live up to that potential. So that's it. A whole host of games like Paper Mario for you to try out. And of course, like always, if you know some great games that you think people need to know about, post them in the comments. In addition to my games like series, I do videos on JRPGs, Western RPGs, and story-based games, so if you like those, subscribe. Thanks for watching.